Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my Sephora Appreciation and VIB sale recommendations, and I'm going to be doing a full face of my recommendations. I saw this video idea from Paige, so I will link her channel down below and up in the eye, and just go check her channel out. She's really awesome. I love her channel, but I got this idea from her. I don't have a full face. I don't have a primer or a blush that's from Sephora, but everything else I have, and I do have some recommendations for primer and blush that are from Sephora that I've tried before that I just don't have right now, but I'm going to have everything else. So if you want to see my recommendations for the sale, then let's just go ahead and get started. So I have a full page of notes here talking about what I would recommend, and I'm going to go through it as I put on stuff on my face. If you don't know what the Sephora VIB sale is, it's for all members. You have to be a beauty insider first to begin getting the percentages off. If you are VIB Rouge, you can go ahead and already shop the sale as I'm filming this today, but if you are a VIB member or if you're just a beauty insider, then the sale starts for you tomorrow. So, and it will last until Labor Day, Monday, September the 3rd. You will get 20% off if you're a VIB Rouge, 15% off if you're just a VIB member, and 10% off if you're a beauty insider. I don't shop at Sephora very often, but a lot of these products that I have, all of these products that I have here are from Sephora. I just have bought them other places, but I could have bought them at Sephora if I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't have a primer. That's one of the things that I don't have in this full face, but the primers that I would recommend are the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. I love that stuff. You guys have heard me rave about it on my channel. I will have a picture up on the screen right now of what that looks like. You guys know what it looks like if you've watched any of my videos. I also like the pump primer, the same line Hangover RX 3-in-1 primer, just the pump. I like that one, but I don't like it to prime my face. I actually like it to mix in with foundations to sheer them out a little bit, but I would recommend those. So moving on to foundation, I have 3 high-end foundations here. The first one that I have is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. You guys have seen all of these foundations on my channel. If you watch my foundation collection video, I'll have that linked in the eye and down below for you guys to watch. But this is the Hourglass Stick Vanish Foundation. What? This is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, and it retails for $46. You don't get a whole lot of product in it. You only get 0.25 ounces in here, which is kind of crappy because it's so expensive, but this is a very pretty foundation, but it doesn't last a long time on me, and my skin needs to be really hydrated before I put it on for it to look non-cakey. But I do like this and I would recommend it, and you would just kind of have to use it on your skin to get a feel for it if you did like it. I have mine in the shade Porcelain. Then I have the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, and this is in the shade Porcelain. Porcelain is a joke in this foundation. It's really dark. If I wear this foundation, then I have to mix it with a white mixer. But if you want to see what I think about this foundation, then go watch that other video. Then I have this Too Faced Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation, and I have mine in the shade Almond. Almond is just a little bit too dark and a little bit too yellow for me. So I do mix it with a white mixer, and it does hold up pretty well throughout the day. But I do have to set it with a pretty heavy setting powder, which I will not be using today. I'm using a pretty light setting powder. So what I think I'm going to do today is I think I'm going to use a mixture of the Hourglass and the Too Faced together. So it'll give you kind of what each foundation looks like. So I'm going to use these two together. What I've already done to my skin is put moisturizer on under, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on. I am going to be taking the Hourglass first, and right now I do have some acne spots that are active. This is a pretty full coverage foundation on its own. This looks like a lot, but it's really not a whole lot of product. But I am just going to take the Too Faced and I am going to pump it out, and I'm going to use about 1.5 pumps on my face. So I don't have a high-end sponge or anything like that, but I am going to just take the Flower Beauty sponge, and I'm just going to sponge this, and then I'm going to just work this all into my skin. You can use a brush with this combo. You just do whatever you like. With this combo, you're definitely going to look like you have foundation on, but it's pretty full coverage, which right now I don't really mind because I have the acne spots. The Too Faced foundation on its own is pretty natural, so you could just go in with that, but I just kind of wanted you guys to see both of these in action. Okay, and I just wanted to say, I told you guys this one was $46. The Too Faced is $39. And the Becca Aqua Luminous is $44. So you can see on my face now, hopefully you can see that those two gave a really full coverage base. You can kind of still see this acne popping through, but that's just because it's kind of a purplish blue undertone right now. But those two together gave my face a pretty nice glow. Those two are pretty glowy on their own. The Vanish stick foundation is not a drying stick foundation at all. It does give a dewy finish, but if you have oily skin, I wouldn't let that steer me away from it, because I know that Holmes here on YouTube and also Andrea Montiliano, they both have oily skin. Both of them love the foundation, so I wouldn't let that steer you away from it. But the next thing I'm going to go into is concealer, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, Super Coverage in the shade Snow. This concealer retails for $29. It sounds like a really high price, but you get like half an ounce in here. Yeah, you get half an ounce in here, which is almost the standard. That's like half of this bottle right here, which is crazy because a lot of concealers don't even come with a third of an ounce in a bottle. So I think it's a pretty good price for the amount of product that you get. But I'm just going to, I really don't need a whole lot of concealer now because that was pretty full coverage. So I'm just going to dot that under my eyes. And then I'm going to put some down the bridge of my nose, on Cupid's bow, and then on these acne spots, some on my forehead. I'm just going to blend that out with my sponge. While I'm blending this out, this is totally off topic, but if you struggle with washing your brushes and getting them like all the way clean, and I know some of you probably don't wash your brushes a lot because I don't either, but if you wash your brushes and they just don't come clean, and also your sponges, because I did this with my sponges too. I did it with this one, but this one is just stained now from the powder and concealer and foundations and stuff that I use with it. If you struggle with getting them clean, last night I used my Gain laundry detergent, and I have never gotten my brushes as clean as I did last night. Like my goat haired ones that I have look brand new, and they haven't looked brand new since I got them. Even when I wash them with like hand soap and stuff like that, the laundry detergent really got it clean, and the laundry detergent really got this sponge clean. I got a lot of stuff out until it was squeezing out like clear, and so I was really impressed with cleaning power. And I mean, I should, because laundry detergent gets stains like out of shirts and things like that. But that's just a little hack if you clean your brushes and they just don't get clean enough for you. I am going to go in and set my under eyes with RCMA No Color Powder. You can't get that at Sephora. I don't think. I'll have to check, but I don't think you can get it from Sephora. But I am going to set the rest of my face with something else. I just need this powder under my eyes because the powder I'm using for my face is just a little bit too yellow for my under eyes. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and set the rest of my face with the next powder. Okay, I forgot that I had a cream highlighter to use. So I'm not going to put it directly on my face since I have powdered my under eyes and stuff like that. So I'm going to put it on my sponge, but this is the Benefit What's Up cream highlighter in the shade Champagne. I really like this, and I did not like it the first time I used it. I thought it was going to be like way too dark for me. But since I've already powdered my under eyes, I bring my under eye powder out a little bit far. So I'm just going to put it on the end of my sponge here. If you want to see this product in action where I just put it straight directly on my face, then go watch my summer foundation routine for glowy skin. So I'm just going to place this right on the tops of my cheekbones. It's not going to be that powerful of a glow now since I already set my face and I'm just putting it directly on the sponge. But putting this directly onto your face and then blending out is really nice. Okay, and I'm just kind of putting this everywhere I would highlight. So the center of my forehead, down my nose, my Cupid's bow, and a little on my chin. I'm not going to put a whole lot on my chin because I do have some acne there. But there is that. I don't know if you can even see that it's giving me glow from it within. So I like that for that reason. Now I'm just going to set the rest of my face with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. You guys have also seen this product on my channel. I love it. It definitely sets your makeup down and makes your face feel matte. It doesn't take away the glow. It just kind of takes away the shiny or oiliness and kind of keeps your face in check all day long. I'm just going to take this on my sponge and I'm just going to set down the places that I have not set down with that RCMA color powder, like my forehead and my nose and my chin and the sides of my face. Okay, I'm done setting my face, and this powder retails for $46. They do have a mini size for $18, but I think the full price is worth every bit of the money that you pay for it, and you do get a pretty good amount of product in here, and you're not going to run out very soon because you don't have to use a whole lot of product. Now for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea, and this does retail for $30. The reason I bought this was because Kathleen Lights had recommended it. It's not my favorite, but if you do like a glowy bronzer, then you probably would like this. I'm going to take it on the Morphe M527. And the reason that I bought this is off the subject too, because this is not from Sephora, but the reason I bought this brush is because it kind of looks like the Tom Ford bronzer brush. The Tom Ford one is just a little bit wider than this, but that brush retails for like $120, which is absolutely crazy, and this was a $16 brush. So that's the reason I bought this, and I really like the way it feels and really like the way it applies my bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. You don't really need a whole lot of this stuff because it is pretty pigmented, and this is a goat hair brush, and so it picks up a good bit of product onto the brush. So now I'm going to move on to highlighter, and you guys already know Smashbox, Casey Holmes Spotlight Palette in Pearl. This probably is one of my favorite highlighters of all time. This is what it looks like. You guys know I love it. I've already bought a backup of it. But if you have a little bit deeper of a skin tone, or if you kind of just want to use a light hand with this, this is the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter, and it's just really, really pretty. It's a golden highlighter, but it's got kind of like a champagne undertone. So what I think I'm going to do is use a mixture of both. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Amrezy one first. I'm not going to use a whole bunch of it, but I'm going to go ahead and use it first. And I'm going to use it on the Luxie 522 tapered highlighting brush. So I'm just going to put just a little bit on here on the brush, and I'm going to go right over that cream highlighter that we put on. And I can get away with this highlighter because it does have a champagne undertone instead of like a bronzy undertone. So that's what the Amrezy one looks like by itself, and I'm just going to brighten it up just a little bit with the Smashbox and Casey Holmes Spotlight Palette. Okay, I don't own any high-end blushes at the moment. I have owned the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, and my favorite one is in the shade Exposed. Those are $29. I think those are worth every bit of the money. If you have oily skin, you would really, really like those blushes because they stay on a long time. But I don't have any high-end blushes, so I am just going to go ahead and pop on a blush. I'm going to be using Milani Luminoso today. And to pop on that blush, I'm going to be using the Morphe G4 brush. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be moving on to is brows. And for brows, I have the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe. This is what the product looks like. I don't use this product too often just because it does take me a little bit longer to do my brows because it is a pomade. But I have gotten better at it since I bought the brush that goes with it. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 14 brush. It has a spoolie on one end and a really tiny angled brush. So I am going to just go in and I'm going to do my brow, brush my brows up, and I'm going to create a line with the pomade under my brows. And then I'm going to brush my brows down, create a line right above where those hairs start. And then I'm going to brush it up and I'm just going to fill in the rest of my brows. I am going to do my brows off camera and I will be right back. Okay, and now I'm done with my brows. They don't look fantastic, and I did have to kind of clean them up with concealer, but I would normally set them with the Essence Make Me Brow, but obviously that's not from Sephora. So I'm just going to leave them as is today. The pomade does keep your brows in place just a little better than using a normal pencil because it is a pomade. And the shade Taupe is just a little dark for me. It's not a perfect match. If I would have known that this was going to be pretty dark, I would have gone with the shade Blonde. But I think the shade Blonde would just been a little bit too warm for me. But that is what my brows look like today. We're just going to have to work with them. So I'm going to move on to eyeshadow now. And I am going to be using the Anastasia Soft Glam palette today. This is what it looks like. It's a very neutral palette. So if you are somebody that just wants to kind of just slap on just a neutral kind of everyday look, you would love this palette. I absolutely adore this palette. I would pay the $42 again. I love Anastasia's formula, and I'm just really excited to be showing you a look with this palette today because I have had this palette for a while and I have not featured it on my channel. But I'm going to be using this for the mattes part. Today I'm also going to be using the Tarte Chrome Paint in the shade Top Yacht. I love this so much. It is a beautiful champagne gold, and I will be using that on the lid as the shimmer today. These retail for $22. These are like a pressed pigment, but I will show you how I use it. You can use it on your finger or you can use it with a brush, which is the way that I'm going to be using it. Okay, the first shade I'm going to be taking in the Soft Glam palette is this shade right here called Tempera. It is a very like pinky white bone colored shadow, and I'm just going to be taking this on the Morphe M524. It's a very big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be taking this right on that, and I'm just going to be setting this all over the lid just to make sure everything is all set down. Okay, the next shade in the palette that I'm going to be taking is this shade called Orange Soda, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of burnt orange. And I'm going to be taking those shadows on this Morphe M441. I'm just going to begin to run this shade, or those two shades, into the crease. Okay, and on this Morphe M513, I'm going to be taking the colors Sienna and Rustic and mixing those together. And I'm just going to put this right on the outer corner and into the crease, but I'm not going to bring it all the way in. And I'm going to go in with that original Morphe M441, that original fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend the edges of that shade, of those two shades. I am going to take those same shades and I'm going to run them on the lower lash line. I'm going to take that very first brush that we took, and I'm going to take the shade called Tempera, and I'm just going to run it over the edges of everything. I'm just going to focus on this eye right here for now, and I'm going to do the other eye off camera. But I'm going to take the Morphe M574, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Cypress Umber. It's a very neutral brown, and I'm just going to take it on this brush, and I'm just going to put it right on the outer corner. These shades are really pigmented. Okay, now I'm going to take this little brush that I got from an Amazon set, and I'm going to take the Too Faced concealer, and I'm just going to carve out a half cut crease. Okay, now I'm going to take the Tarte Chrome Paint in the shade Top Yacht, and I'm going to take it on this brush. This is just a little flat brush that I got in an Amazon set, and I'm just going to wet the brush, and then I'm going to dip into this and then wet the brush again after I got the product on the brush. And it should go on really nicely. If you don't like that, then you can just use your finger with it. But I just like the brush because you can have a little bit better control over the shadow when you used it on the brush. I'm just going to place this right where I put that concealer. Okay, and you can see that that's a very beautiful champagne gold. I love the color of that shadow, and it's very well worth the $22 because you get a lot of product. But I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Sultry. It is just a brownish, kind of reddish shadow, and it's a shimmer. So I'm just going to put this right here in between that Top Yacht shade and the outer corner where that brown is. And I'm just going to mesh the two of those together. I'm going to take that little Morphe M574 brush with the shade Cypress Umber on it again, just a tiny touch. I'm just going to run this right here on the lower lash line. I'm going to take that brush and put some more of that Top Yacht shade on, and I'm going to run it on the lower lash line and the blank part. To highlight the inner corner, I'm going to go back into that Smashbox palette, and I'm going to take the middle shade, and I'm going to take that first shade in the palette, and I'm going to run it right under the brow bone. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do the other eye just exactly like this, and then I'll come back to show you the mascaras that I'm going to be using. Okay, now for mascara, I have one to recommend that I've actually used and do like. It's the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. This retails for $24. They also have a mini size at Sephora that is $12. But today I'm going to be using the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I actually picked this up on another site before the sale, and it's just a mini. And I just wanted to try it out because I've heard Alana Davidson talk about it like all the time. So I wanted to give it a try. So I am going to be using it today. I believe that it is $25 on Sephora's website, and they may have a mini. I'm not sure. You just have to see. But I'm just going to pack this on my upper lash line and lower lashes. Okay, already right off the bat, I can tell that I'm going to like this mascara. I may have to buy the full size of this because I can already tell that I'm going to really, really like it. It has a very gripping formula, and it's kind of thick, which I really, really like. I don't necessarily care for wet formulas. The Benefit Bad Gal Bang has a wet formula, and it's probably the only mascara that I like with the wet formula just because of the brush. But this one has a really nice fat brush, and I can already tell I'm really gonna love this. Okay, so I really, really, really like this mascara. Like, I don't even have to see how it wears. I already know that I'm going to love it, and I already love how it's making my lashes look. My lashes are a lot less thick on this eye than they are on this one, and it even made these eyelashes look really good. So I really, really like this, and I guess I would recommend it because I know it has like a really good view on Sephora. So if you're looking for a higher end mascara that you want like a sticky kind of formula, then I think you would really, really, really like this because I love it. Okay, for lips, I only have one actual lipstick that is sold at Sephora, but it does not match this look at all. It's the Too Faced Peach Themed Lipsticks, and this is in the shade Where My Peach Is At. It is a very, very bright orange red. A beautiful formula. I love this lipstick in the summertime with a very simple eye, but for this eye look today, I'm just going to be using a lip liner and a liquid metal lipstick, and you've seen both of these on my channel as well. Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude, and then over it I'm going to be using the Smashbox Be Legendary Liquid Metal in the shade Petal Metal. The Iconic Nude lip liner retails for $21, and the Smashbox Liquid Metal lipstick is $24, and then the peach lipsticks are $21. So I'm going to just line my lips and fill it all the way in with this lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury, and then I'm going to just put this right over the top. Okay, and that isn't necessarily my favorite lip combination, but that's all I had from Sephora. That was actually lip products. So that wraps up my video for my Sephora VIB appreciation sale recommendations. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to shop the sale, you can shop it now. So you can go ahead and shop the sale even if you're a beauty insider. Get your 10% off if you are just really eyeing a product. I'll have everything that I mentioned linked down below in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!